Greetings, programs, and welcome to the final day of Legends Week. So, to end things on a bit of a bang, I figured I'd take a look at probably the coolest Legends class figure that I own in my collection. And that is actually going to be Movie Legends Soundwave. And this video is going to be a little weird because I can't actually promise that I have his little satellite mode here correct. I have had so little luck actually finding a decent scan of his instructions to make sure I'm doing it right. But he's still awesome. He still deserves to be talked about. You know, there's a lot of ways you can, tweak how this looks anyway. You move all the different panels to different angles. You can kind of use that piece as a stand if you want him to have artillery mode, I guess. But it's a weird little figure, but it is really cool because you'd think we'd get more satellites and things like that in Transformers. I can really only think of, this version of Soundwave that come the Studio Series figure later this year. We'll have 3 versions of him, and then Shock Blast / Six Gun from the Unicron trilogy. The 2 not Shockwave figures who he had a satellite mode along with his weird, tank mode. I'm sure there's a few other satellites out there, but there's painfully few, and satellite modes are awesome. We need more satellite figures. So, as you can see, quite a bit of detail all over this guy. Really, really nicely molded, actually. The back of the chest panel is, nothing special, and yes, his head is just right there. Though that is relatively movie accurate. I think if I do him like this, you can say that I even have it movie accurate. Just have him, sitting there up in space. Laserbeak, kill them all. Whatever he said in the movie, but Soundwave acknowledges. Yeah, there we go. I remember that he said Soundwave acknowledges. We'll go with that. Before I destroy my throat anymore. But, yeah, though I'm not 100% sure how you're supposed to exactly display this mode, it's still a really, really cool mode. And, I honestly couldn't even tell you what that's supposed to be. It's just there. Maybe it's Laserbeak before he drops him off onto the planet. I'm not sure. Again, it is... So far, I have failed to find very much documentation on this guy, so I'm kind of going with, guesswork. Anyway, transform this guy. This part I know I am doing right, because there's really only one way to do it. You come back here, fold these 2 pieces apart. They are tabbed together. Tab right there. Little hole on this side that's a little tricky to see in the sea of black there. But go ahead, untab those, bring them down. You're going to take this piece with the head, fold it down, then fold it forward, and this right here will tab in right there. Go ahead and get the arms positioned. Fold out the hands. Turn his head around. Come to the back here and just take this piece, flip it up. And it will... I don't know if it's necessarily locking in place, but it will apply some friction right there and stay in position really well. Then just straighten out his legs and flip out his feet. And there you have Legends Class, Movieverse, Satellite Soundwave. And this thing is way, way cooler than it has any right to be. Again, really great detail, pretty good paint job on it, actually. You know, he's actually got some color going on instead of just stark silver. So, points to movie inaccuracy, making a better figure. I am quite a fan of how these back solar panels they almost fold down to be wings on him, which is just a really, really cool touch. Great little tiny head sculpt there. Really, really good job, actually. Got the nice, the red visor we all expect from Soundwave. That classic, head shape. Not too mangled from the movie design. It's really good. So, head is on a ball joint, and it's got quite a bit of range, actually. This is one of the better ball joint heads I've seen, actually. Shoulder is also on a ball joint, so you get full rotation. You can go out all the way. Full range at the elbow because of transformation, so it can fold up completely or straighten out. Little molded fists down in there. Then the hips are also a ball joint. You can kick back that far, forward that far. You don't get much outward unless you sort of, bend it back and then out, which does look a little weird. Though I guess you could say he's coming in for a roundhouse kick or something, maybe. But, that's kind of the best you're getting there. And he does actually have, adjustable feet, which is nice. So, while it makes him look a little weird, you can shift his feet, back considerably. And that will actually give him a much better center of balance for getting him to stand. So, yeah, overall, this figure is actually the reason I collect Soundwave nowadays. This was, my first Soundwave figure. Back in this day, like I've probably mentioned in other videos, I just was finding bags of, 5 to 7 Legends class Transformers for $5 at a secondhand store near where I lived in college. And that's how I discovered, a lot of the plastic behind these characters. And once in a while, a figure like this would come along and it's like, okay, I get it. This figure's awesome. Find me some other figures of him. So, and I do want to point out a nice little tiny silver Decepticon insignia down there. It is absolutely tiny, so it's actually really impressive how cleanly that's printed on there. I've seen, larger prints than that be just mangled, muddy messes. So they did a good job there. But yeah, again, this little guy is so cool. Definitely worth picking up if you have any kind of, movie Transformers collection, just Legends class figures collection, a Soundwave collection. It doesn't matter. This is a fantastic small-scale Soundwave. And yeah, clearly I like him enough that I figured he deserved to be the grand finale of this little Legends class week. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little focus on the tiny figures that we've gotten over the years. At least a couple of them that I think were notable. And I will see you guys next time.